Hi, I am Russel Ann A from BSBA HRM 240. Following the Analysis Decision Action Cycle in Case Analysis. In case analysis, as in the real world, this cycle of events can provide a useful framework. This may involve formulating a strategy and choosing between difficult options. The action begins once the decisions are made and the plans are set. In this report, we draw on the materials presented in each topic to show how it informs the case analysis process. It is one of your responsibilities to see how the parts of a case fit together when conducting a case analysis. 1. Analyzing organizational goals and objectives. The vision, mission, and goals of a business keep the members focused on a common purpose. They also affect how an organization deploys its resources, relates to its stakeholders, and matches its long-term goals with its short-term goals. The goals may even affect how the strategies are formulated and implemented by a business. When exploring issues of goals and objectives, you might ask, has the company developed short-term objectives that are inconsistent with its long-term mission? If so, how can the management realign its vision, mission, and objectives? Has the company considered all of its stakeholders equally in making critical decisions? If not, should the views of all stakeholders be treated the same, or some stakeholders are more important than the others? Is the company being faced with an issue that conflicts with one of its long-standing policies? If so, should it compare its existing policies to the potential new situation? 2. Analyzing the external environment. The business environment has two components, the general environment and the competitive environment. Strategic managers must monitor environment to identify opportunities and threats that may have an impact on the performance. The general environment consists of demographic, socio-cultural, political and legal, technological, economic, and global conditions. The competitive environment includes rivals, suppliers, customers, and other factors that may directly affect a company's success. When investigating a firm's external environment, you might ask, does the company follow trends and effects in general environment? If not, how can these influences be made part of the company's strategic process? Is the company effectively scanning and monitoring competitive environment? If so, how is it using the competitive intelligence it is gathering to enhance its competitive advantage? Has the company correctly analyzed the impact of competitive forces in its industry and profitability? If so, how can it improve its competitive position related to these forces? 3. Analyzing the internal environment. The internal environment of a firm consists of its resources and other capabilities for adding value. Value chain analysis and a resource-based approach to analysis can be used to identify a company's strengths and weaknesses. It can also determine how they are contributing to its competitive advantages. Evaluating the performance of companies can also help to make meaningful comparisons with rivals. When researching a company's internal analysis, you might ask, does the company know how the various components of its value chain are adding value to its firm? If not, what internal analysis is needed to determine its strengths and weaknesses? Has the company accurately analyzed the source and vitality of its resources? If so, is it deploying its resources in a way that contributes to its competitive advantages? Is the company's financial performance as good or as better than of its close competitors? If so, has it balanced its financial success with the performance criteria of other stakeholders such as customers and employees? 4. Assessing a firm's intellectual assets. A major resource in today's knowledge economy is human capital. As a result, it is a key strategic challenge to attract, develop, and retain talented workers. Other assets are also critical, such as patents and trademarks. How companies use social networks and strategic alliances to leverage their intellectual assets, and how technology is used to manage knowledge can have a major influence on competitive advantage of the company. When analyzing a firm's intellectual assets, you might ask, Does the company have underutilized human capital? If so, what are the steps needed to develop and leverage its intellectual assets? Is the company missing opportunities to forge strategic alliances? If so, how can it use its social capital to network more effectively? Has the company developed knowledge management systems that capture what it learns? If not, what technologies can it employ to retain new knowledge? 5. Formulating business-level strategies. As a basis for overcoming the 5 competitive forces and developing sustainable competitive advantages, companies use the competitive strategies of differentiation, focus, and overall cost leadership. In some competitive environments, combinations of these strategies may work best. In addition, the life cycle of an industry is an important contingency that may affect the choice of business-level strategies for a company. When assessing a business-level strategies, you might ask, has the company chosen the correct competitive strategy given its industry environment and competitive situation? If not, should it use its strength and resources to improve its performance? Does the company use combination strategies effectively? If so, what capabilities can it cultivate to further enhance profitability? Is the company using a strategy that is appropriate for industry life cycle in which it is competing? If not, how can it realign itself to match its efforts to the current stage of industry's growth? 6. Formulating corporate-level strategies. Large firms often own and handle company portfolios. Corporate strategies deal with methods for achieving synergies between these companies. Alternative approaches to deciding which company should be added or should be removed from a portfolio include related and unrelated diversification. What is related diversification? Related diversification is when a business adds or expands its existing product lines or markets. For example, a phone company that adds or expands its wireless products and services by purchasing another wireless company is engaging in related diversification. On the other hand, unrelated diversification is when a business adds new or unrelated product lines or markets. For example, that same phone company might decide to go on television business or go into radio business. It is unrelated diversification because there is no direct fit in the existing business. Through mergers, acquisitions, joint ventures, and strategic alliances, companies can diversify. When analyzing corporate-level strategies, you might ask, is the company competing in the right businesses given the opportunities and threats that are presented in the environment? If not, how can it realign its diversification strategy to achieve its competitive advantages? Is the corporation managing its portfolios of business in a way that creates synergies among businesses? If so, what additional businesses should it consider adding to its portfolio? Are the motives of the top executives who are pushing diversification strategies appropriate? If not, what actions can be taken to curb their activities or align them with the best interest of its stakeholders? Thank you for listening. The remaining analysis decision action cycle in case analysis will be presented by the next presenter. Thank you.